Good morning, everybody. Pastor Rick, Broadman Baptist Church. This is the Broadman Word for February 10th, 2023. And today we're going to be talking to you about Psalm 34. I spend a lot of time in textual biblical references, large, basically textbooks, researching lots of passages and scriptures and books as I preach through various books of the Bible, searching for the true meaning of the scriptures and a way to relate what we know scholastically, academically, was the point and what was going on at the time and who the letters are being written to and what the intention of any particular passage was. And it's fun for me, actually, because that's how my brain works. But I occasionally wonder, what is the overall goal? Where is God in this? Because there seems to be so much going on in the world. There seems to be so much strife and anger and violence and so much, division with so many groups. We're divided up more ways than I think I've ever thought possible in this country. Race, gender, creed, money, zip codes. The school you go to is dependent on your zip code, not what you need. Our children are being educated based on units of tax measures and not what's necessarily right for the public good. And just on and on. It seems to be a gigantic world and a mess out there. And so as a pastor, trying to lead folks in the way, the way that we know to be the truth and the will of God. And in all the research that I do and all that I learn and then communicate about the scriptures, I find sometimes, and today is one of those times, I find myself being reflective and introspective about not only my role in all of it, but what's the big point? And it seems to me from all the study that I've done, intense amounts of study and preparation and delivery of messages, that there is a few themes that we can hang on to, and there's a few things that seem to keep recurring, and the first one is God's immense love for us and his guarantee of provision and protection for those who believe and follow him, fear him. We see many times in the Bible. And so then love, his love for us, our love for him, in fact, his word being love itself and being alive. In the Gospel of John, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word became flesh. So that's where we get Yahweh, God amongst us. God literally came to earth and dwelled amongst us because of love, and because we needed a way to justify all the wrong that had been done. There had to be basically a second Adam. So the God being the embodiment of love himself, his word is love and truth. And so we were redeemed from our old position, the old covenant, to come into a new covenant with Christ through his death and resurrection, and washed clean by his blood, which was shed in love. He loved the ones that were murdering him to the point where he was willing to go through it to be that second Adam for us. So then our response to that is to be people of love, not worldly definitions of love, actual biblical love, the sincere, deep, heartfelt love that God had for us, which we, because of our human nature, our human status, can't truly ever attain until we get to heaven and be with Him. But we can understand it, and we can model it, and we can attempt to replicate, so far as our limitations go, that love that was given to us. But we have to exist in this time. We have to exist amongst all of this division, strife, anger, and violence. We have to exist in a world in rebellion to God, in His ways, and in fact, outright rejection of God. And now we're seeing rejection of the people who choose to believe and follow God. So where does this all go? And in reading, I came across Psalm 34, and it just really resonated with me that God is there. He is always going to be on our lips because He's in our heart. And we really don't have any choice if we're to call ourselves believers, if we're to call ourselves Christians. We don't really have any choice except to carry God in our heart and have His word on our lips and to show the love of Christ to the world. We are to actually love each other as believers. While we cannot love the darkness and those without hope in the darkness, we can show them our love, the love of Christ, the love of mankind, the light of the world, in hopes that they would come to us and then be able to enjoy the provisions and the protections of God themselves. So I'm just going to read Psalm 34 to you and leave it there today and let it hopefully resonate with you and for you to hopefully spend some time of introspect and reflection, some quiet time thinking about it. Read it yourself a couple of times and just get a sense of where the psalmist is in the midst of what was an incredibly turbulent world even then. So here we go, starting in verse 1. It's long, there's 22 verses, but just kind of listen along and try to let it move you. I will extol the Lord at all times. His praise will always be on my lips. I will glory in the Lord. Let the afflicted hear and rejoice. Glorify the Lord with me. Let us exalt His name together. I sought the Lord, and He answered me. He delivered me from all my fears. Those who look to Him are radiant. Their faces are never covered with shame. The poor man called, and the Lord heard him. He saved him out of all his troubles. The angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear Him, and He delivers them. Taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the one who takes refuge in Him. Fear the Lord, you His holy people, for those who fear Him lack nothing. The lions may grow weak and hungry, but those who seek the Lord lack no good thing. Come, my children, listen to me. I will teach you the fear of the Lord. Whoever of you loves life and desires to see many good days, keep your tongue from evil and your lips from telling lies. Turn from evil and do good. Seek peace and pursue it. The eyes of the Lord are on the righteous, and His ears are attentive to their cry. But the face of the Lord is against those who do evil, to blot out their name from the earth. The righteous cry out, and the Lord hears them. He delivers them from all their troubles. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and save those who are crushed in spirit. The righteous person may have many troubles, but the Lord delivers him from them all. He protects all his bones. Not one of them will be broken. Evil will slay the wicked. The foes of the righteous will be condemned. The Lord will rescue his servants. No one who takes refuge in him will be condemned. I love you, brothers and sisters. I hope you have a marvelous day in the Lord. I'll talk to you next time.